Good morning, students. In the last period, we have started to discuss about the third chapter of geography, that is, our changing earth. In this chapter, till now, we have discussed about the lithospheric plates, the endogenic forces, exogenic forces, what is the meaning of the lithospheric plates, as well as we have seen that how the landforms are forming or how the evolution of the landform is taking place. These are all the things we have discussed till now. And basically in this point we have discussed about that the earth is continuously changing. It is not same as it was at the beginning or at the time of origin. So we can say the earth is continuously changing due to some of the forces which are acting inside the earth and outside the surface or on the surface of the earth. In this point, at the beginning, we have seen that how with the two forces the earth is keep on changing continuously. These forces are endogenic forces and exogenic forces. The endogenic forces are acting inside the earth, and the exogenic forces are acting on the surface of the earth. So, this is the difference between the endogenic force and exogenic force. With the help of this figure, we have seen that due to which movements the landforms of the earth are forming. Due to the endogenic forces, the sudden forces, and there are two type of forces in the endogenic forces: sudden forces and diastrophic forces. The sudden forces are causing the earthquake, volcano, landslide, and the diastrophic forces are building the mountains. There are some exogenic forces also which are doing the work of erosion and deposition. Now, it is also important to understand that which factors are doing the work of erosion and deposition. This is the water, air, and glacier, or we can say the ice. And how these are acting with the help of river, wind, sea waves, and glaciers. These are all the things we have discussed in the last period. Now, today we are going to see further. Endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at the other times produce slow movements. Sudden movements like earthquake and volcanoes cause mass destruction over the surface of the earth. That means endogenic forces sometimes produce the quick or the sudden or rapid movements due to which uh, the sudden movements are occurring the earthquakes or sometimes volcanoes also, and these kind of movements are destructive movements over the surface of the earth. The destruction is causing because of the earthquakes and volcanoes. A volcano is a vent opening the earth's crust through which the molten material erupts suddenly. As you can see here, the figure 3.2, here it is a figure of volcano. You can see the opening of the this mountain is basically the mountain of the volcanic mountain, which is formed due to the volcanic eruption. So first of all, at the top you can see here it is a crater. Crater means what? From where there is the opening of the volcano. From here only all the magma or the material inside the are getting erupted like gases and ash. As well as through this vent some other veins are also there from which also the lava is coming out or the magma is coming out. Now here you can see it is the crust. This yellow part is the crust, and just below the crust there is mantle, and inside the mantle there is molten magma or the magma chamber is there. Through this chamber of the magma, the due to the inside forces of the earth, the magma or the lava is getting erupted or forced outside, and then it comes out of the volcanic opening, that is called vent, and the volcanic eruption takes place. Similarly, when the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrates. The vibrations can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are called earthquakes. So, when the lithospheric plates, I have already told you that there are several large plates and some of them, there are some small plates. It is said that the large plates are 7 in numbers and the small plates are more than 20. So, when these plates move, at the time of movement of these plates, the earth vibrates and the vibrations can travel. These vibrations of the movement of the plates can travel all around the earth. These vibrations are actually called as the earthquake. The place in crust where the movement starts is called the focus. The place on the surface above this focus is called the epicenter. Vibrations travel outwards from the epicenter as waves uh, greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter and the strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. Here you can see the figure number 3.3, origin of an earthquake. So the place where the earthquake actually begins or where the earthquake occur, it is the focus. It is the origin of the seismic energy. So it is the place or it is the point where the earthquake starts. And this earthquake starting point or origin point is called as focus. So from here the earthquake starts. Then just above the focus there is another place on the top of the earth or on the surface of the earth where the earthquake first is getting experienced. This place is called as the epicenter. So what is epicenter basically? Epicenter is the place or the point or the region where the earthquake is getting occurred on the surface of the earth at the beginning or at the starting point. This point just above the focus of the earthquake is called as the epicenter. Then here you can see these are the round shaped lines that are shown over here on this block diagram. These are called as the seismic waves that radiate out in all directions. And here these straight lines are called as the plate boundaries. So these are the plate boundaries through which the plates are moving. In this way, the earthquake is taking place on the surface of the earth. First of all, it begins inside the earth near the focus, and from the focus it goes to the epicenter. Epicenter is the place where the earthquake is getting experienced first or at the beginning, and then all the waves travel all around over the earth's surface. So here some of the important information is given related to the earthquake. There are three types of earthquake waves: P waves, S waves, L waves. So P waves or longitudinal waves, these are called as the P waves, are the longitudinal waves. Then S waves are the transverse waves. L waves or surface waves that try and in this way these three types of waves are there which are traveling all over the earth when the earthquakes are taking place. Although earthquakes cannot be predicted, the impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. Some common earthquake predictions methods adopted by local people include studying animals' behavior, Fish in the pond get agitated, snakes come to the surface. So, actually, when the earthquake will take place, it cannot be predicted or it cannot be forecasted, and therefore, the impact can certainly be minimized if we are prepared beforehand. So actually we cannot predict the earthquake, that when it will take place or how it will take place, and therefore some of the important preparedness are very important, that should be taken beforehand, and then only the impact of the earthquake can be minimized, because we cannot predict the earthquake. Some common earthquake prediction methods are there, which are adopted by some of the people, local people, like studying the animal behavior. You know, fish in the ponds at the time of earthquake or just before the earthquake get agitated, because they can feel the very micro waves of the earthquakes, and therefore the animal behavior is also important. Snakes are coming out of the surface before the before the earthquake, because they have such kind of sense that they can sense the very micro waves or the of the earthquake. So in this way we can say the earthquakes are taking place. The next point that we are going to see is earthquake preparedness. So, as you know very well, that we cannot prepare for the earthquake, we cannot predict the earthquake. So, there are some earthquake preparedness. And what are that? Where to take shelter during an earthquake. So, when the earthquake is taking place, at such time, where we should take place or where should we take a shelter? Let's try to understand this. Safe spot under a kitchen counter, table, or desk against an inside corner or wall. So, what are the safe spots? These are kitchen counters. The kitchen counter is there inside your home, table or desk against an inside corner wall. In this way, you can take safe spot. From which kind of things we should stay away from? First, fireplaces, areas around chimneys, windows that shutter, including mirrors and picture frames. You know very well, on the mirrors and picture frames are having the glass, and the glass is very dangerous when it will break. Whenever the glass will break due to the movement of the earthquake, it can harm you, and therefore you should stay away from such kind of mirrors, picture frames, or wherever the glass is there. Then be prepared. Spread awareness among your friends and family members and face any disaster confidently. So preparedness is very important. So this kind of steps we can take before or beforehand the earthquake, and there are certain places where the earthquakes are taking place frequently. So in such areas the people should be aware of such kind of things. In the next period we are going to understand the major landforms, how the major landforms are forming. About all that we are going to understand in the next period. Till then, thank you very much.